Stand For Mariage Maine begins their first TV spot like so.
Special interest groups got the legislature to approve homosexual marriage and tried to prevent Mainers from voting.
But then they immediately cut off this clip of Deb Simpson without letting you know what the state senator actually had to say. Well, if you're like us, you probably think it's better to let elected lawmakers speak for themselves rather than be reduced to fearful scare tactics. So now, without further ado, we'll let you hear what State Senator Deb Simpson actually had to say in this marriage debate.
Thank you, Madam President. Madam President, men and women of the Senate. I wish I had gotten you to see my light before you spoke first, Madam President.
Chair apologizes.
I appreciate the words of the good senator from Washington County, but there's something that he said that drove me to push my button, and it was the idea that people can get this protection some other way. And the Constitution says that we all have equal protection under the law. So to find some other way to get that protection, a different kind of protection, seems profoundly unfair. Separate but equal was struck down for the public school system because it's fundamentally unfair to do something differently. To treat one class of citizen differently is nothing but unfair and unequal. So people who are gay or lesbian, they want to be married. Why? Some people wonder. Because they're raised by straight parents. They have models of long marriages, 50, 60-year marriages. They grew up in a family, and they want to have what their parents had. That's why they're asking for this. Not because they want some special right. They want the same rights that those of us who were born heterosexual have. Now, there's been a lot of talk, and I've gotten a lot of emails about how horrible it is for children to grow up without a man and a woman, a father and a mother. And I can tell you from my own experience, it is not easy to do it by yourself. I was a single parent. That's a choice I made. My child is a senior in high school, and not even a child anymore. He turned 18 recently. He applied for 3 schools to go to college, and he was accepted at all 3 and had to make a choice. Because you can say statistically something is bad doesn't mean it's bad for everyone. So I've sort of dreaded this moment when I'd have to vote on this bill, because I have sort of equal numbers of people calling my house, sending me emails, you must do this, you can't do that. And as a politician, one can feel afraid of angering people, because the majority of people are not gay, and they are certainly not lesbian. But those people's rights, majority rule with minority rights, is a fundamental principle here in America. So I have to stand up, even though I might be a little bit afraid what people will say, and say I'm going to vote with hope that they will realize that this is the right thing to do, to allow their neighbors to marry the person they love and have a family, to adopt children, to raise them in a loving home so they don't grow up without parents. We have advertisements in our Sunday papers. You must all see them. Children, 15, 16, waiting for parents. There are problems here, and it's not that 2 people love each other and want to be married. It's that there's not enough love, and there aren't enough families. I will be voting for the pending motion, and I hope you will join me.